All right, guys, welcome to September 7th Zoom. I'm still debating on whether so right now I'm pretty much almost like, I don't want to say convinced, but I'm almost 100% certain that I'm probably going to do pre-recorded Zooms on Tuesdays and try to do live on Friday, just because I really want to get going with my day. And I can do these like while I'm trading for the day, and pretty much while I'm waiting for anything. But yeah, so when it comes to this week with DXY, right, as you can see, a very strong bullish reaction this coming week. And here's something to be attentive of. So the first thing to know, right, is this POI here. So the thing is, right, is this POI is extremely important because I'm going to take this off. If we break this preliminary high, right, then this is now a solidified low, meaning this is now unwillingness based on the previous low to high. And it could either be a sign of reversal or something to just be attentive of, because obviously this is still the preliminary leg. This is the full leg up here. This would not be a fully solidified low down here until these equal highs are taken. But based on how strong momentum is currently, right, I don't see this necessarily giving us a bearish reaction unless we react from here. But it's a very unlikely thing in my opinion, just because of this right here. Where is this? Right, so there's a singular POI right here, and this is what I had referenced today with you guys. Okay, this is annoying. Right, so I had pretty much showed you guys this POI, this reaction, but as you can see, there's actually a preliminary break of structure here, right, and then a reaction to the opposite direction, which took out the POI signaled. So the thing is now is that this is now a potential structural disruption, right? And if we start zooming in, you can clearly see, right, there's a reaction, a continuation BOS followed by a reversal leading into a structural disruption, giving us the bullish bias here. And so this, right, is now giving me signs that we are still bullish, because we attempted to come lower, but we were unable to follow through, and eventually we caused a reversal leading into the structural disruption continuation to the upside. So for now, still bullish, especially with how strong this H4 is going to close here, right? I know this is 1 hour behind based on the others, but when you're looking at EU, this is a bit different now, because we actually came to take liquidity, and if we start zooming in, right, we are seeing, right, the final push to the upside, which was on Friday, I believe. Yep, Friday's NFP. That liquidity has been taken. That then led to obviously a pullback, unwillingness, break of structure, right, high, creating a new low, coming into a premium, and as you can see, the premium was a mitigation, leading us to incline to bearish order flow. Bearish order flow is in play right now that this has been taken out, right, and this has also been taken out. The final leg to the upside has been pushed down, right, and then the preliminary leg that created that reversal break of structure led to a bearish mitigation, leading to bearish order flow. So we are bearish for the meantime, meaning our next target is here, next target is here, right, and then it's time to see if we're going to cause a reversal of the overall leg to the upside, right? Remember that we were talking about this last week. This is now essentially the full leg to me, this entire area here. So I want to see, now that we're going into a premium, right? Once you come into a premium, whether it's the inefficiency here, the 50%, anything down there, I want to see what happens right here, because liquidity is sitting here. Excuse me. So that is a pretty good target, in my opinion, based on an intraday perspective. And based on the trade that I did take today, right, I see, when did we, so our market open, not our market open, but our New York open was there, right? So all right, I acknowledge that we are, I'm sorry, that we are bearish because we caused, right, a bearish liquidity grab to the downside, creating a bearish structural range, coming into a premium, right? Although we did not break structure and created a solidified low here, no higher low, I mean, no lower high was ever taken, right? And as you can see, we had a bearish mitigation to the downside, giving us that bearish perspective. So as you can see, we had opened at 7, right? I had actually taken a position based on this inefficiency here. As you can see, there's a pause before we continue lower, meaning there's an indecision candle and there's also an inefficiency fill. And if we zoom in, right, there is a very clear inefficiency fill here, but my SL, right, if I was looking for the aggressive move, that could have been the 1 pip, but just to be certain, just a bit over a 2 pip SL. And this, right, led to a bearish move. But now the issue that I came with here was the fact that we had not created a substantial new low, right? We had barely taken out the previous low here, and we had given a reaction. Then we barely took this out, making this a break-even trade. And this was also not a substantial new low. So it was giving me a sign of potential bullishness. So I hedged my position based on this bullish SC because of the strong momentum in place, right? This only makes sense because I am already bearish and I am now bullish here. So I want to see which position takes whom. So once we start zooming in for clarity purposes, I see, right, this being the only obstacle that's pretty much preventing this bullish momentum to create a new bullish trend. And as you can see, inside of the range, I'm gonna do so as you can see, inside of the range, we see a clear reaction off of a previous POI, leading to an internal disruption. The internal disruption because we take out the POI, and as you can see, realistically, if I was gonna play this, I would have placed entry here with my invalidation at the high, right? But I didn't really want to trade it because I'm already bearish here and I'm already bullish here. So I just want to see which position is going to win, right? And because this had already taken preliminary level of structure, you could have moved your SL, but I didn't move my SL. I was actually waiting for this high to be taken for me to want to move my SL here, just because I wanted to be sure, and I didn't want pretty much something like this to happen where we have the reaction, then we come to the 50%, or we gave an initial reaction, then we come back to the 50%, and then we go. I don't want to see that. So I'd rather just be patient and either take the loss or just be patient until the previous high is taken, the scalp high is taken. So as you can see, that worked out. And in reality, this was the wick of interest, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean you have to trade it. I more so just care about what is happening inside of the range to either tell me if the bearish sign is right or the bullish sign is right. So with that being said, as you can see, the bearish sign was right. And that led to bearish momentum, which led to a 50% recovery of inefficiency. And I'm pretty sure there was something in lower time frames as well. Yeah, inefficiency once again, right? And the inefficiency gave a reaction, right? Even took out preliminary structure. I say preliminary structure because this is where the character shift is, right? As you can see, high momentum, low momentum, character shift, that was taken. And as you can see, 30-second SC there. All right, continuation, target met from a scalp perspective. And that's already, well, for my scalpers, right? I know Alfie's probably gonna watch this. Already a good 2-pip. It's a solid 1 to 6 to start your day in about, I want to say 58, about 17 minutes. Not bad. But yeah, with that being said, I'm still fully bearish on this, right? I want to see the continuation occur, whether it's inefficiency or inefficiency. I still want to see this continue lower, because as we said, one of our main targets is still the liquidity sitting down here. And as you can see, that is a very good move to the downside, and that is already about 30 pips. So a very solid intraday trade. As for GU and AU, I haven't really paid attention to them too much today. I didn't see anything too appealing during session today. As you can see, in between 7 a.m. and right about now, right, price is right where we started. And I didn't see any potential move today. I don't know if you guys can hear that in my voice. I hope I'm not getting sick. But as you can see, right, nothing much here today. Nothing much here today. We'll be attentive because inside of this wick here, right, is a major breaking point on whether this is going to be a bullish break of structure or a bearish liquidity grab. And if it's a bearish liquidity grab, which, you know, as we said, we prefer, we could still see this downside target. And that would only happen if we actually cause what we talked about in DXY, where this daily wick leads to a bullish move to the upside, taking out preliminary structure, solidified low, unwillingness, new high. And that's the only way that, in my opinion, that we will see GU come meet these previous lows. As for AU, sloppy one as well. Right, I believe we said we were going to look into this POI on Friday, but the issue with this, right, was, actually, let me delete. I don't know what this is right here. Okay, so the issue was I would have wanted this to immediately come back and then given a reaction, but as you can see, we created a solidified low because we took out preliminary structure, right? So this solidified low, then we led to unwillingness, right, based on another solidified low, and this is now bearish. So this POI is now essentially picking a low. So that's why I don't really like to just give POIs and just say here, wait for here. That's why it's so reaction based, and it's also how we get there, not just about getting there. So if we didn't have this reaction, this would have still been a valid POI, but because this had already given us the script that we are still bullish and then unwillingness, this is now picking a low, right? And if you guys don't understand what I mean with that, this is unfavorable because you're buying into a bearish break of structure, so you're only potentially buying a pullback. So yeah, pretty good call. Nothing much to cover. And also a big reason why I'm doing these is because you guys don't even ask me a lot of questions to begin with. So that way, if I'm only doing one live Zoom a week, which would be Fridays, if you do have a question, that would be when you ask me, because like a lot of the times you guys don't ask me questions. And I mean, I don't take that as a bad thing. I take it as a good thing because there is pretty much everything is already covered inside the course. Everything is already covered inside the breakdowns. Everything is already covered inside the Zooms. And I'm pretty sure you guys can answer almost any question that you have. Of course, if there isn't, then that's why I'm here as well. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys on Friday.